1.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm your student union representative and I'm here to tell you about student societies.
2.
Good morning, everyone. For the last 2 weeks, we've been looking at employment opportunities in industry, and in today's lecture, I'll be talking about working in a large corporation.
3.
Hello, my name's Annie and I'm the University Careers Officer. Today I'm going to talk about working outdoors.
4.
Is everyone ready? Okay, remember last week we discussed work in private industry? Well, this week's talk will cover employment opportunities in institutions of further education.
5. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to talk to you. I'm Angus MacDonald. I'm a police officer and my topic today is job satisfaction. 6.
Good evening. It's good to see so many people here this cold night. OK, my lecture this evening will be about finding a job.
1.
Hi, my name's Adam. I'm your student union rep, and this evening I'm going to talk about the different clubs you can join here at the university.
2.
Hello, thank you all for coming today. For the last couple of weeks, we've been discussing how to get a job in private industry, and today's lecture is about working in a small company.
3.
Hello, my name's Annie and I'm the University Careers Officer. I've come in this evening to tell you about jobs that involve spending a lot of time outside.
4.
Good evening, everyone. Right, last week we talked about working in private education. Well, this week's talk will cover employment in universities.
5. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to talk to you. I'm Angus MacDonald. I'm a police officer and today I'll be talking about job fulfillment. 6.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me to talk to you. My topic for this evening will be how to find employment. I hope you'll find it useful.
My name's Alice and I work on a farm in the southeast of England. Mostly we grow fruit, but we also keep chickens, ducks and dairy cows. So we have to work outside quite a lot, even in the winter when it's cold and dark. That's the worst part of the job, really. You know, having to go out in the rain and snow to feed the animals. But the summer's totally different. I really enjoy being outdoors, helping the fruit pickers and loading the trucks. We deliver most of our fruit to supermarkets, but we also supply local shops with our milk, eggs and cheese. In fact, we produce so much cheese and fruit that we even sell them directly to the public in our farm shop.
I'm Wei Long, but my American friends call me Will. I'm a businessman in California. Before I came to the United States, I studied at a university in China. I graduated in information technology. But when I was young, even before I went to university, I worked in the family business. So my ambition has always been to earn a living through trade. After I graduated, I worked for my father for a few years to get some experience, and then I started my own small company. First, I set up an office in China, and then I opened another office in California. We sell computer parts from China because I know a lot of people in the computer industry there. I don't have any salesmen, but I have a receptionist to look after the office while I'm out on sales trips. I like being my own boss. I enjoy being able to make all the decisions myself. I mean, I sell most of my goods to large corporations, and I think I'd find it very difficult to work in a big company.
you will hear a woman talking to some students about her job. First, in the exam, you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 1 to 4. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4.
Hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me to give a talk in this series of employment lectures. I'm here this evening to tell you about my job. I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and what I hope to do in the future. OK, well, I'm a police officer. I've been in the police for just over 5 years, and part of my job is to give talks to students about police work. People often ask why I joined the police, so maybe I'll start there. I've always been interested in law and order, so I went to study law at university. But when I got there, I realised that I was more interested in the practical side of law than the theory. So I applied to work with the police force in my spare time. Then, as soon as I graduated, I was accepted for training.
Before you hear the next part of the talk, in the exam you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 5 to 7. Listen and answer questions 5 to 7.
As you know, our job is to protect the public from criminals and defend the law. So obviously, the police force has to work every day of the week, day and night. This means we're often at work when everyone else is relaxing with friends and family, and we can't always be around for special occasions like birthdays and New Year's Eve. On top of that, we have a lot of extra work at weekends, especially when there's a football match and the fans are out celebrating. So, our working hours are one disadvantage of police work. A lot of the time we have to work with the public to avoid problems, and we get special training for that. But we can't always prevent trouble. So, another disadvantage of the job is the danger. I mean, we know that some of the people we have to arrest will attack us.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, in the exam you will have 20 seconds to look at questions 8 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
Now for the advantages. Well, one of the advantages is that police work is well paid. As I've said, it's a difficult job, and police officers work hard for their pay. But there are many more advantages. For example, sometimes the work's fun, especially when we have to protect famous people from their own fans. I've met quite a lot of celebrities in my job, and I must say I enjoy seeing them close up and finding out what they're really like as people. But for me, the biggest advantage is the job satisfaction. Speaking for myself, I would say I get the most job satisfaction when I help someone, or solve a problem in a community. And in the future, I'd like to train to be a detective. I think I'd be good at that.
That is the end of section 4. In the exam, you will have half a minute to check your answers.
That's an interesting question. Let me think. I definitely think that work experience is an important way to learn about a job. I studied business for 3 years and I graduated with honors. Then I got a good job, but it was really hard work and tiring. I suppose that your first job is always difficult. I learned lots in my first year there. But my course did help me. For example, I understood lots of basic points about business and finance. There are pros and cons. Work experience is an excellent way to learn about a job in real life, but education or training gives you time to learn the theories.
That's interesting. Let me see. I think my parents didn't have lots of choices. They worked in their hometown or maybe the capital city. I guess that they wrote letters to apply for jobs advertised in the local newspaper. I don't think my parents' generation usually travelled for work. I'm not sure, but I can apply for jobs anywhere in the world. I look for jobs online and email application forms from my laptop, so I think it's easy for my generation. There are advantages and disadvantages, because today I have lots of different opportunities, and it's sometimes difficult to make a decision.
1.
In your opinion, do people work more now than in the past?
2.
Do you think companies need people to travel to an office and work there, or can people work from home?